mind is like so over entertained right now because honestly I've been doom scrolling a lot and I've been consuming a lot of content. Um, and that just made me think of something that I like tell myself all the time, and it's the fact that overconsumption and too much external entertainment suffocates the creative mind, suffocates my creative mind. I just feel like every single time I begin to overindulge in the results of other people's creativity, and that begins to be more of what I spend my time on as opposed to creating stuff myself, I get less and less inspiration, less and less ideas, and my mind just becomes a hazy fog of nothing. And then when I starve myself of entertainment and I begin to lower my consumption and make everything like just less, and I allow myself to be bored and to be uncomfortable and to be, just like alone with my thoughts, that's when inspiration becomes so overflowing. Like that's when I'm able to have like insane ideas and see crazy images in my mind that I want to bring to life. Um, and I want to have this video as a reminder to myself that if I really value my ideas and my inspiration and my creation, then I can't invest more into other people's creation. Like I think that consuming art is amazing. It's all I want to do. Like any kind of art, music, comedy, visual art, dance, um, whatever it is, drama, theater, movies, animation, all of that is great. But I have to ask myself all the time, am I a consumer or am I a creator? And this doesn't mean like a social media creator. It means like a creator of like my art form, which is painting. I have to ask myself, why am I investing more hours of my day into watching other people's stuff and looking at other people's stuff? Because doing that is going to dull the part of my brain that is aching for an image to be created, or it's going to dull the part of my brain that's aching to have an idea come to life, because I'm literally force feeding myself this entertainment and this dopamine that isn't sourced internally. So when my brain realizes that, oh, I don't need to create the entertainment myself, it's just already here for me. Like my brain literally says, oh, I don't need to make the art. I can see the art. And yeah, I didn't create it myself and it doesn't feel as fulfilling, but hey, it fills that box kind of. It's like it like tricks my mind into thinking that the ideas don't need to be stimulated, so it's not stimulated. So then I literally can sit and just be in a haze of static with no ideas and no creativity and nothing coming to me, no inspiration, because I have force fed myself and I've over consumed just external stuff, and it kills the internal motivation to create. It kills it. But I don't have any of the inspiration. I don't have any of the ideas. I don't have the spark. And that's something that I need to do better at, because my creation and my art is so important to me that I don't think it's worth it to just sacrifice that for entertainment or for quick dopamine. Because honestly, whenever I go on a fast of consuming like quick media or like doom scrolling and stuff like that, I begin to have so many ideas, because the boredom literally forces your mind to make something. It forces you, because you're looking around and you're thinking, oh, there's nothing to feed my eyes. Like my eyes are hungry. I need something for that. I need something to entertain me and to make me happy and to fill my dopamine. I need that. So then your mind is like, okay, dang, I'll do it myself. You know, like if you're not going to give it to me for free, I'll do it myself. And that's where my best ideas come from. And I really don't think it's worth it to just like sacrifice that for any entertainment or any level of comfort or any level of like cheap dopamine. You know, like obviously this has been said over and over again: overconsumption, doomscrolling, da da da, brain rotting, da 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 da. But like on a real note, I actually do need to be better at intentional consumerism. I've been trying to practice that, and I think I'm doing better than I was last year, but I could be doing better than I am right now. I really want to get to a point where I consume art and I consume media and I consume entertainment, but I do it intentionally, and I understand the value of every piece of art that I consume. So this is the painting. I think she's so pretty. So it's called In Reclaim, and basically it is kind of a love letter of mine to the idea of like everything around us, all the technology we've built, all the infrastructure, all the progress, all of that. I think that's amazing. I think human progress is amazing, and obviously it's great, and it's literally what sustains the life that I live, and I'm grateful for it. But I do find some comfort in the idea that at the end of the day, everything is just gonna decay and be taken back by nature and by green, by the trees and the dirt and the vines and the things that were here way before we were here, and the things that are gonna be here long after we're gone. Fingers crossed if we don't fuck it up that bad. But yeah, I find a bit of comfort in that thought, just like the fact that everything decays eventually. At the end of the day, it's comforting to think that there may be a time where people can give up trying to be something and just, you know, be people, and all the things that have formed barriers between us and the earth and nature around us will just be overtaken. I just think it's so beautiful, and I love plants and I love trees and I love the wildness of it all, and I love the fact that they're alive but they're so calm. You know, they're alive but they're not, there's no chaos. They just grow and they blow in the wind, and it's just so beautiful and whimsical. So I put it in a painting, and I was like, it'd be cool if everything was just overtaken by nature. This is my dream car. Little Easter egg. This car right here is a Chevy Impala 1959, and if I ever have a ton of money, there's gonna be hints because I'm gonna get me one of these. When it comes to scrolling on short form content, I think it can have its value for sure. Like decompressing after a long day, you know, like just a quick laugh here and there, that's great. Um, but when it gets to the point where I'm scrolling and I think to myself mid scroll and I'm like, what was the last video I watched? And I can't remember, then it becomes a problem because I just allowed something into my mind and I don't even remember what the contents of it. So it's literally, not only is it dulling my memory, it's dulling my taste, it's dulling my motivation, my inspiration, everything. It's such a poison actually. And a couple months ago, when I first like had this like idea that not only is overconsumption like bad for like my brain in the long term, da da da. Honestly, people would say, "Oh, doom scrolling is bad for your brain, and doom scrolling is eating away at your life, and da da da." And all of that, I heard it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that sucks," but it never really motivated me to stop. But when I thought, "Oh, doom scrolling is hurting my creative process, and it's killing my ideas, and it's before they even reach me, it's killing my ideas before they even get to me, and it's killing my inspiration, and it's killing my creativity." That's when I was like, "Oh, actually, I kind of care about this now." Oh wait, I don't want that at all. So a couple months ago, I was at a point where I was like, I was still consuming because I actually value, like, I create art, so obviously I value art, so obviously I want to see other people's art, like, I love it. But I got to a point where I would watch stuff, but I would do it so intentionally that every single thing I watched, I knew what I was looking for before I turned on my screen, and I found that thing and I watched it. Or if I saw something like on my feed or on my timeline that I took an interest in, I looked at it and I thought, I had like the subconscious thought of, oh, what am I trying to get from this video? Do I want to see the good animation? Do I want to see the funny comedy? What is it I'm trying to get from this? And then that's when I decided that I was going to spend my time watching it. And if I saw a video and I thought, what am I going to get from this? And all it was like nothing worthwhile. If it didn't seem worthwhile, then I wouldn't spend my time on it. And when I started to do that, I was so happy with the things that I was creating and with the ideas that I was having. I had such a overflow and a renaissance of ideas that I hadn't had in years. Um, and then obviously I fell back into old patterns and I started doom scrolling again and just like watching content just for the sake of watching content and not intentionally like picking the stuff that I want to consume and picking the stuff that I want to watch and picking the art that I want to see. And I fell back into old patterns, and I was just sitting here like trying to record this video and thinking, what do I want to talk about? And normally I'm somebody who has an overflow of ideas to talk about. Like, start a conversation about anything and you're gonna get a yap and a half, because I love to discuss and I love to expand on ideas and I love to have hypothetical, unrealistic philosophical conversations. I just love to talk about stuff. But the fact that I sat here and I put my phone up because I'm recording on my phone obviously, and my laptop is here like recording audio, so I didn't have any external entertainment, and I was like, okay, I want to talk about something, and it was literally like static. Like, I started trying to think and I'm like, okay, a topic to talk about, and I'm sitting here rocking back and forth and I literally had nothing. Like, I surprised myself because my ideas is literally all I got. My ideas is all I got. Like, if I don't have that, what's going on? So I was so surprised that every single thing, like, I have this list of ideas that I've written down, and I even reading them, I was like thinking, I would read a topic to talk about and I would think, I have nothing to say about that, which is crazy. What do you mean you have nothing to say about that? You have something to say about everything. So it just really like dawned on me that I have been really, really over consuming recently, and I haven't been intentionally consuming stuff, and it's dulling my mind, and that's not something that I'm gonna be okay with. So this video is a commitment that I'm making to go back to intentional consumption and make sure that while I am going to appreciate the creation of other people, I'm going to prioritize my own creation, because living a life just only consuming isn't fulfilling to me at all. I want to be, let me say, 30-70, so 30% consumer, 70% creator, because I think it's great to indulge in everything around us, and technology and advancement now has made things so accessible, and it has made art so like easy to see. And when I say accessible, I'm not referring to AI. Don't get me twisted. I do not like AI. Let me just set the tone. When I say accessible art and accessible creation, I'm not talking about AI. I'm talking about the fact that the connectivity that we have with like social media and even like the doom scrolling apps like TikTok and Instagram and all of those, and the access that we have to entertainment through like YouTube and Netflix and all that. I think it's not something that I want to just cut off just for the sake of clearing my mind and getting rid of consumption and stopping doom scrolling, because I think that has its own intrinsic value. Like whenever I see people say, "Oh, I throw away my phone," or "I no longer watch anything," or "da da da da," I'm not on any social media. I think yes, that lifestyle change can have its appeal, and obviously it's doing great. Excuse me, and obviously it's doing great things for them. But another thing that I think about is you are missing out on so much beauty and laughter and joy. Like, yes, doom scrolling is bad, and yes, overconsumption is bad, but at the end of the day, the things that are being created by other people and being put out and being literally handed to us in our phones and in our laptops have so much value. Like, when I think about the fact that hundreds and hundreds of years ago, I'm not a historian, don't quote me, but hundreds and hundreds of years ago, people had to like set aside time to be entertained. They had to go to attend a play, or they had to have a painter come and put up a painting so they can look at art. And they value that art and they value that entertainment so much because they had to wait for it. They had to be away from it their entire workday, and they had to wait, and they had to have that set aside time to intentionally go and be entertained. And that had so much value and so much, it brought so much joy and happiness. And now we have access to that 24/7. Like, I can be entertained 24 hours in a day, brushing my teeth, cooking food, eating food, driving, listening to music while driving. Music is something that people set aside time for before. They didn't just have music playing constantly, but now that is something that we constantly have access to, and I'm so grateful for that, because I think that the joy that any kind of art brings to people, whether it's music or comedy or animation or acting, whatever it is, that kind of joy is irreplaceable, and it's something that I don't want to miss out on. So I'm not gonna make the commitment to just cut it off and say, "Oh, I'm never gonna watch a TikTok again because it's bad for me." Like, yeah, oh, any too much of anything is bad, but at the same time, valuing and appreciating having access to so much art is something that I like. I don't know. I think about that a lot, and I don't want to lose that, and I don't want to have to sacrifice anything for that. So that's why I think intentionality is so important, because once it becomes intentional, that's when you really begin to value it. Once I say, okay, I'm gonna have time to scroll a couple TikToks and see what people are talking about, or see what's funny today, or see whatever somebody, my favorite creator, has posted, and I give and I give intentionality, and I put value behind that time that I'm investing, because your time is so valuable. And I say, okay, 30 minutes, I'm gonna do this, and I watch it for 30 minutes, and I get the dopamine and I get the hit, and I'm like, oh, that felt good, and I feel entertained, and that person is so funny, and that art is so good, and that singer is so talented, and I say, that was great, and I value that time, and I had my entertainment time, and I put it down, and I go on to do something else in my day. That only makes the joy that I'm getting and the dopamine I'm getting from that consumption feel even greater, because it's not something that I just constantly like overwhelm myself with all day. And even saying, hey, my favorite YouTuber posted, I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm not trying to consume as much, so I'm not gonna watch this video, I'm just gonna go read a book instead, or I'm gonna go outside and go for a walk. Like, all those things are great, but if you have something that brings you joy, you shouldn't have to completely cut it off because you can't control yourself. Like, having self-control is so important, and self-control is what's gonna help you be able to enjoy life to its fullest. So having the self-control to say, hey, my favorite YouTuber posted, or I find this YouTube video on my feed really interesting, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch this one video to get the value out of it, to get the art out of it, to get the laughter out of it, and then I'm gonna be able to put it down and move on to something else. That's the point I'm trying to reach, where I can still have access to all the things. I can still have it on my phone. I can have TikTok on my phone. I can have Instagram on my phone. I can have YouTube on my phone, and I'm not a slave to it. I get the value out of it, and I say, I'm so grateful for this. And then I go on to create stuff myself so I can also give that value to somebody else. Yeah, that's really what I want and what I'm trying to reach, and it's a goal I'm setting for myself today with this video. And I'm gonna watch this video again and again until to keep reminding myself until I get there. Yeah, I don't want to waste my years, and I don't want to waste any hour or any day or any week or any month or year of my life spending more time consuming what other people have created and missing out on putting out any value into the world or creating anything myself, because that's a huge disservice to myself, and I owe myself more than that. And I owe myself the investment of time that I would put into watching a couple of videos. That time investment, I owe myself to give it to making something that I would love, and putting my voice out there and putting my art out there. And you owe yourself that too, whoever's watching. Hi, if it's not just me. Hope that whoever's watching has an overwhelming amount of inspiration and creativity come to them, and I hope that you find value in your own creation, and I hope that you invest more time into creating things yourself than consuming what other people have created, while also valuing the access that you have to other people's creations and the access that we have to just be able to laugh whenever we want and cry whenever we want because of a film or a comedy show. The access that we have to be able to incite so many emotions in ourselves because of this media and this entertainment that and this technology that we're all surrounded by. Yes, it has its negative downfalls, but it is something that, hey, even freaking 60, 70 years ago they didn't have access to. They weren't able to incite these emotions in themselves at the drop of the hat. And that's something that you shouldn't have to completely cut yourself off of to have the self-control to consume appropriately. I think that's all I have. Bye. That has to be good enough.